Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Bhagavadgita, chapter 2, verse 27. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mrutasya cha tasmad apariharyarthe natvam sochitumarhasi. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Jatasya hi. Jatasya means the person who took the birth. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Dhruvo means certain. Mrityuhu, death. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. The person who took birth will certainly die. It is only matter of time. Jatasya, birth. Mrityu, death. Dhruva, certain. Dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. In the same manner, the person, mrutasya cha, the person who died, janma, birth, dhruvam, certain. To repeat, every person who took birth will die. Every person who dies will take birth. Tasmat, that's why, apariharyarthe. Apariharyarthe. I am repeating again. Apariharyarthe means it is unavoidable. It is inescapable. Nobody can overrule this law. What is the law? The person who takes a birth will die, and the person who dies will take the birth. It is certain, certain, certain. The word used in Sanskrit is dhruvam, means certain. Apariharyarthe, unavoidable. There is no bypass. You cannot circumvent. You cannot escape. Come what you may try. All your material efforts, you are ready to spend 1,000 crores, then also you can't escape. Dhruvam, dhruvam, dhruvam. Certain, certain, certain. Apariharyarthe. Unavoidable, unavoidable, unavoidable. Natvam sochtumarhasi. Then why are you lamenting? Why are you lamenting, O Arjuna? Lord Krishna is asking Arjuna, O Arjuna, one who has taken the birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Do your duty. You are a king. Your duty is to establish dharma. You have to remove the aggressors from the country. That's your job. There is no point of lamenting. This birth and death life cycle continues. War is not recommended. Killing and murder is not recommended. But establishing dharma is recommended. To establish dharma, whatever is required to be done by a king has to do. A king cannot lament like an ordinary man in the war field, in the battlefield. So Lord Krishna clearly advises Arjuna, your job is to fight, please fight. Jatas hi dhruvo mrityu. Dhruvam janma mrutasya. The person who takes birth will die. The person who dies will take birth again. So what is birth? It is combination of Atma with the five senses in the body. What is death? Same. Instead of combination, you will say separation. Separation of Atma with the five senses and body. So, Atma is permanent, Atma is eternal, body is temporary, and the senses, they will go with along with the subtle body to the next birth again. So, physical body is temporary, Atma is eternal. Which everybody looks after, everybody knows it. You, me, everybody knows it. Nobody knows, nobody feels that he will live for 1,000 years. It is only a matter of time. Now the most important point comes, which I request all the viewers and devotees to listen very carefully. Dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. The person who dies will take rebirth again. Dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. Mrutasya cha. Mruta means dead. Dhruvam means certain, Janma, rebirth. Where? Where? Question is where? Here, there are two verses. You have done good deeds throughout your life. You have done satkarmas. You have not harmed anybody. You are in Krishna consciousness. You always sacrifice life. You helped others. Chapter 6 of Bhagavadgita, verse 41-42. Lord Krishna assures, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Vijayate Adava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. The person who dies after doing all good deeds in his previous life will take birth in his next life in a clean environment. Suchinam, Srimatam, in a wealthy environment. Dhimatam, very educated people. If you have done bad deeds, you have harmed everybody. Always you have done atrocities in life. Chapter 16, verse 19 and 20. Tanaham dishata kruram samsareshu naradhaman Chipam yajasram asubham Asuri shveva yonishu. Asuri, I will put them among demons category. So in the ladder of our elevation, we will not be elevated, we will go down, we will go down, we will go down. Even there is no certainty of getting a human form in the next birth. You may be a snake, you may be a wild animal, you may be a tiger. Where you will take birth? Because you have done such a job throughout your life. So, please take care from this particular verse. Dhruvam janma murtasya. Once rebirth is confirmed, you will definitely take birth. Where you will take birth? That where you will take birth also, assurance has been given by Lord Krishna. If you trust Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 6, verse 41-42, for good deeds and good birth, and chapter 16, verse 19 and 20, for bad deeds and bad birth. My humble suggestion, please take an oath from today, from this particular moment, to avoid all bad deeds. Surrender before the God. Surrender before the God. He will excuse you. Pray to the God to atone your sins. Otherwise, there is no certainty we will get a human life. God has given this body as a vehicle for us. Let us use this vehicle for all good deeds, from this very moment. This is my humble request. Dhruvam janma murtasya. I want everyone take care of this one and take good birth, because our goal is salvation. Here, there is a discussion between Yudhishthira and Yaksha in Mahabharata. Yaksha asked certain questions to Yudhishthira. One of the questions is, what is the most surprising thing in this world? Yaksha asked a question to Yudhishthira, what is the most surprising thing in this world? Yudhishthira replied, at every moment, people are dying. Those who are alive are witnessing this particular phenomena. Yet they do not think that one day they will also die. What can be more astonishing than this? Yudhishthira replied, people are seeing people are dying every day. But they think they will live permanently. They are eternal. So whatever remaining life left in us, let us only do good deeds, because number one, death is certain. Number two, after death, birth is certain, and that birth depends upon the deeds which you have done in this particular life. If we have done good deeds, we will have good birth. If we have done bad deeds, we will have bad birth. Choice ours, our deeds. Next point of analysis is, what is the goal of our life? The goal of our life is salvation. Let us come out of this birth and death cycle. Yes, is it possible? Yes, possible. When? In an oil lamp, you put an oil and the lamp is lit. When the entire oil is over, the lamp will not be there. The light will not be there. In the same manner, If all your vasanas, all your karma phalas, all your works, deeds, cause and effect becomes 0, then you will have no rebirth. Then you will have salvation. After salvation, there is no rebirth. Salvation comes when your all works becomes 0. For that, what should we do? All works, whatever we are doing, let us do in the Krishna conscious concept. Then there is no bondage. When there is no bondage, time will come, salvation will come. For the purpose of salvation, we have to come out of the bondage. To come out of the bondage, we should work all works with our 5 senses under the Krishna conscious concept only. Next. So long we are associated with the body and mind, which is matter, rebirth is compulsory. Definitely it will take place, as this verse told. But the moment we associate with the spirit soul, we associate with Atman, we feel we are Atman, we disassociate with the matter, that is body and mind, and do work in Krishna consciousness, our first step of salvation starts, and we'll have liberation. So what is the thing to be noted from this particular point? To have liberation, to have salvation, we should tilt towards the spirit soul. We should not tilt towards the matter, towards the body. We should not work with bodily concept, but we should work with the spirit concept under the Krishna consciousness. So to conclude, this particular verse says, every birth has a death and every death has a birth. Now what is the take home? The first take home of this particular verse is cause and effect. Cause and effect. Since we cannot put an end to all the works, let us start only good works. Let us have only satsang. Let us read Bhagavadgita. Let us read Bhagavatam. Let us read the scriptures. Let us lead our life under Krishna consciousness. Take shelter of Krishna from this very moment. Take shelter of Krishna from this very moment. Then only salvation and liberation is possible. Otherwise, this birth and death life cycle will continue. So, hand over the reins of your 5 senses to Lord Krishna. Since we cannot control the 5 senses, they drive us madly in this world to many places. To come out of this, let us hand over the 5 senses to Lord Krishna. This is take home number 1. What is take home number 1? Take care of the cause and effect. Hand over the reins of the 5 senses to Lord Krishna and remain peaceful. He will take care. Take home number 2. We are habituated to find shelter in our bad habits. That is Maya. Due to the Maya, in these worldly pleasures, somehow or other, we have chains of bad habits. So, honestly and sincerely, we should take an inventory of our all motivations. Honestly and sincerely, take inventory of all your thoughts, all your thought process, good and bad. You can't hide. Lord is inside. Lord is inside. And put an end all to the bad habits and bad thoughts. That's take home number 2. Take home number 3. The world will appreciate if you give time to Maya. Krishna will appreciate if you give time to Krishna consciousness. The moment you give more time to Maya, the world will appreciate you. But the bondage will also continue. You want to come out of the bondage, you want liberation, you want salvation, tilt towards Krishna consciousness and enjoy the life. Next, the most interesting thing, nobody wants to be in a prison. Any person who is put behind the bars, in a prison, in a jail, wants to come out. At the first available opportunity, if the doors are open and no boundary walls are there, no security guard there, he will run away. But most interesting, we are actually in a jail. This Jivatma is put into this body. This body is nothing but a jail. The soul is embodied. It itself is present to the Jivatma. There are 9 gates in this body, but no security guards, no boundary walls. We don't want to come out. We don't want liberation. We want to suffer, and again pray God, oh God, save me. So what is the solution? Very simple. Read Bhagavadgita, be in Krishna consciousness. God will show you the path. To conclude, every person who took birth will die. Every person who died will have a birth. Since it is certain, so we should do all good deeds to have good birth. And this birth and death cycle will come to an end at the time of salvation and liberation. For salvation and liberation, we must work under Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.